It's that time of year again where we relive the never-ending loop that is Gabbie Hanna drama. For some reason, all throughout the year, Gabbie seems to stay in her own lane, work on her music, and stays far away from drama. Then we have situations like we have today. Gabbie went on the BFFs podcast with Dave Portnoy, Josh Richards, and Brianna Chicken Fry. If you guys don't know, BFFs is pretty much a drama podcast. They have a whole segment where they go over headlines, normally involving drama, and they also have guests on who are typically involved in drama. So why on earth would Gabbie Hanna, the person who hates drama, hates tea channels, and hates the internet, go on a podcast centered around all of those things? I'm not really sure, but it's a mess, so let's get into it. Every Wednesday, the BFS podcast posts a new episode, and this week, everyone was expecting a whole segment dedicated to Nessa and Josh. Nessa and Jaden broke up recently, and now people want Nessa and Josh to come together to expose Jaden. Josh started liking fan edits of him and Nessa together, and the BFFs started following Nessa on Instagram. Everyone thought maybe they got Nessa on the show for this week's episode, but it ended up being Gabbie Hanna. Gabbie is completely out of the loop on any kind of TikTok drama. Gabbie's in her 30s now, and these people are all maybe in their early 20s at most. It's a pretty big age gap, and it just seems like a huge mismatch for the topic this week. They still went over all the drama with Nessa, but they had to kind of fill Gabbie in along the way.
But you're liking old fan edits.
No,
that wasn't you?
Is that on this sheet?
Yeah, that's on this sheet.
So you guys are. So this is just, we know what we're walking into.
Wait, catch me up.
No.
The rest of the episode was them trying to get to know Gabbie, and you'll understand why I say trying to in a minute. To start things off, Josh asked Gabbie about her shirt. Gabbie was wearing this shirt that said, "Drama follows me and show me how good it can get."
Outfit of the day. Today I was on the BFFs pod with Josh Richards and Dave Portnoy. The front of the shirt says, "Drama follows me." The back says, "Show me how good it can get." I made it the night before. I just wanted something cool to wear.
Now, if someone showed up in a shirt that says, "Drama follows them," it would be safe to assume that they think drama follows them, right? Well, not for Gabbie. When asked if drama follows her, she said this.
Drama does kind of follow you, right?
Not so much, and not in my real life. Just kind of like. Yeah.
Wait a minute, what's your real life? This?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I just like to. I don't know. I kind of just like hang out with people and like make and smoke and listen to music and go to live shows, and that's pretty much it.
But not even 10 minutes later, she said this.
So were you a drama queen in your prior life then?
I don't know. I guess I'd have to say that drama definitely follows me, which
Gabbie said she's gotten so much better at ignoring drama since she doesn't really care about the internet and is more focused on being an artist. Even though Gabbie claimed to not love drama, she said she was really excited to come on the podcast, and Dave kind of pushed her to find out why she was so excited. He said normally people are really nervous and asked her if she knew any of the Sway Boys. Gabbie revealed that she actually didn't know anything about the Sway Boys or that side of the internet, but she did know a lot about Dave. Apparently, her whole villain era last year was actually inspired by Dave.
dude, I gotta tell you something. So you inspired me in a way that I guess could be perceived as negative or positive. The way that you have those champagne bottles with your enemy's name on them, that kind of pushed me into my villain era.
So I inspired you to hate. Like
but it wasn't for me though. I realized quickly that it wasn't for me. It also wasn't perceived the same on me, I believe, as a woman as it is a man. And that's honestly just like the truth of it, is like when a man's like really going after people are like, yeah, that's hilarious. But if I'm to do that, it's like, what a bitch, she's a drama queen.
Since BFFs is pretty much a drama podcast, they asked Gabbie to open up more about her so-called villain era. Gabbie kept things really vague and said the internet tabloids didn't like her because she finally stood up for herself.
So they didn't like you going after people?
They didn't like me standing up for myself.
How were you standing up for yourself?
Against who?
I just got kind of like internet tabloids and I got really wrapped up in paying attention to what people were saying.
She said that internet tabloids, aka drama channels, normally would get like 20,000 views, but apparently whenever her name was used in our titles, we would end up hitting 6 million views. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't think I've ever seen any drama channel hit anywhere close to 6 million views on a Gabbie Hanna video. Even Joey Graceffa's video from last year, that huge expose video that he did on Gabbie and Escape the Night, still hasn't hit 6 million yet. So I think that's a pretty big exaggeration. Gabbie also talked about her series from last year. Last year, Gabbie made the decision to quit YouTube and focus on her music career. Before she quit though, she wanted to put out one big series telling her side of every drama that she's ever been in. Gabbie said that she knew that year was going to be really traumatic for her, but she needed to stand up for herself after being gaslit for years.
And then it just got to a point where there was so much of it that I was like, am I just going to let people keep steamrolling me? So I stood up for myself. I kind of knew in my heart that it was going to be a really traumatic year for me to kind of scatter the roaches and see who's got my back, who's really here for me. I need to let people know that I will speak up for myself for the first time, because for years people are like, ignore it. And it's like, damn, how much can I ignore? How long do I have to ignore this before I get to my piece?
Gabbie says in the end, she realized that she didn't need to make the rest of her series public, which is why it stopped halfway through.
I don't give any energy to it. I kind of like, I spent a long time for myself kind of piecing together. I mean, I was being gaslighted literally publicly for years by so many different people telling me I said or did things or was somebody I wasn't. So I just needed for myself to literally research my life for the last like 7 years, make sure I'm not crazy, make sure I knew that these people were lying about the things they said I did or they didn't do or whatever. And then once I did it for myself, I realized that I really didn't need to make it public. So I did half of it public.
Gabbie somehow related her situation with the internet to Danielle Bregoli's experience with Dr. Phil. She went off on this long tangent, and something tells me Josh had no idea what she was even talking about.
No, she went on Dr. Phil when she was 13 years old, acted exactly like her mom. Her mom's literally in the video. We all saw it. We chose to see what we wanted to see, though, was this little arrogant little brat. She's like, catch me outside, how about that? But what we're seeing is a little girl who's in an abusive household. Her dad left when she was young. She's now on a stage, the entire crowd attacking her. She's 13 years old. She's living the example that she's learned, which was from her mom saying, throw a shoe at her. Like, we saw that. You know what I mean? So we saw a little girl who was a victim of abuse and then was sent to a very abusive ranch where she experienced a lot of abuse with other kids who were experiencing abuse at the hands of Dr. Phil Foundation. And she's acting, and she just 18.
Yeah. Anyways, Dave tried to get Gabbie back on track and asked her who the whole villain era was about. But instead of answering, Gabbie tried to switch the topic and said there's better things to talk about.
What half did you do public? So basically this is all Vlog Squad stuff. Is this like Trish Paytas stuff we're talking about right now or no?
Oh, dude, there is an infinite number of infinitely cooler to talk about, and I would love to.
Like what?
Dude, let's talk about like this. We got Bree, we got Josh, we got you. This is
we're
like
always here.
We are
yeah,
always
but I'm
here.
not, so I'm excited to.
Well, that's
be
why I
here.
asked. What I mean, we are. How would I phrase this? I wouldn't say we're like the most intellectually challenging show. I mean, we delve into people that are in the news.
Totally.
I really don't know why she would agree to go on a podcast that's like 95% about drama, wearing a shirt that says "Drama follows me," but then refuses to talk about drama. Instead of talking about drama, Gabbie wanted to talk about her dream charity fund called the Money Fund. Gabbie said that she really wants money to get into the hands of people who deserve it by using her God-given gift of art and music.
Actually,
I'll answer questions.
I really want to I want to manifest something right now, and I'd like you guys to be a part of it.
Okay.
So I've been working on a project for a while. It's called Money Fund, and I really want to pull the trigger on it. I want to just donate 50% of everything I make forever in perpetuity, like after my death, to the Money Fund, which is something that I'm creating to just sort of have this bank of money to do whatever I want with. So like if I make $10 million, $5 million of that goes into money, I can like build a shelter if I want. I can like really feed people. If I make $1 billion, 500 million is going straight into money. So, you know, my things that I have, like my books and my music and things that will constantly be getting royalties for the rest of eternity, NFTs in the future, like for sure those projects,
I don't think Josh was expecting this side of Gabbie because he literally looked, well, like this throughout the entire episode. which is why Josh asked Gabbie when she decided to go full Gandhi mode. Gabbie explained that her goal was to always make sure that herself and her family were good, and then she wanted to make sure that the world was good. A huge part of making herself feel secure and good was purchasing her first home. The only problem was, the house made her more anxious than ever. She felt like she didn't deserve it, and she was worried about making her mortgage payments. Gabbie was losing friends, being dragged on TikTok every day, and was going through a breakup. She said she felt like she couldn't handle everything, so instead she started to hide. She stopped posting on YouTube until one day she realized she needed to make a change.
So I was last year pretty rock bottom. I was kind of going through some shit. I was feeling very alone. A lot of friends had dogged me. Like, what am I really waiting for it to get better though? To like live in a world where and nothing is fair or kind or equal, and there's people suffering. I can't do anything about that. Why do I want to keep living in this world? I've seen the ugliest sides of humanity, and then something in my head just fucking clicked where I was like, all right, I could just kind of give up and wither away, or I can spend every single day trying to make the change that I want to see.
Josh and Dave weren't really caught up with everything that happened last year with Jessie Smiles and Gabbie's series, so Brie tried to catch them up. Only problem is, I don't think she knew the full extent either.
I feel like every once in a while the internet picks someone that they're just going to destroy, and you were like enemy number one. It was like really bad.
While.
The whole internet was against her. Like every video that you saw, it was bad. Like you were severely getting bullied on the internet. So I think that...
Why?
I don't know.
It was like people like would pick, I feel like you make dramatic videos. People would take it out of context, clip them.
If you guys have been following Gabbie Hanna and everything that's happened over these past few years, you would know it goes so much deeper. That's the problem when really controversial people go on podcasts like this. The hosts normally don't know everything that's ever happened, and they're given a sheet of notes written by someone working behind the scenes. So we're not really getting the full picture. I do have a feeling they probably knew some extent of what's happened with Gabbie, because the caption for the podcast said, "We start the show joined by Gabbie Hanna, who has gone from drama with everyone on the internet, Trisha Paytas, David Dobrik, the Vlog Squad, Rice Gum, Bo Burnham, etc., to now moving into Save the World mode, where negativity is no longer in her mind." So maybe they just didn't want to put her on the spot and sit there calling her out on everything. If they did that to every guest, they would probably have a hard time finding guests that actually want to come on the show. At the end of the day, the people that know what's happened with Gabbie in the past know, and now we know that she still doesn't think she's done anything wrong. Right now, most of the comments are talking about how confused Josh looked throughout the entire episode. Josh's face when Gabbie is talking about Bad Baby and Dr. Phil is absolutely hysterical, like a deer in headlights. God bless Josh. He really took one for the team here, agreeing to do this alone in the same room. His face has me dead. Other people felt like the entire episode was really uncomfortable. You can tell Gabbie asked to be on the show. She's talking in circles while they sit in silence. This pod gave me so much anxiety. This pod is usually a vibe, but this episode was a major buzzkill. So yeah, the episode was definitely different, and I really never expected Gabbie Hanna to go on a podcast about drama after talking about how much she hates drama. Anyways guys, let me know what you think about everything down below, and I'll see you next time.